Yo, what is up, guys? It is Renan Jr. 123 here. Welcome back to another video. Of course, I'm back at it again, making another video. Like I said yesterday, I'm gonna be uploading again. So yeah, today we're gonna be continuing with the Red Green Law Copium. I have 3 games installed for you guys today. Here's the deck list if you want to copy it or check it out for yourself. Do your own some testing. It's pretty similar to the deck list that won in Utrecht, except I did change a couple of things around. Oh yeah, I added the Dogras, and I added some other stuff, or not added, but reduced the amount of numbers of cards that I have there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the games. Alright, so into our first matchup, we have a red-purple Luffy, and I'm not gonna lie, 2 of these matchups in the video are gonna be red-purple Luffy. It's just when I was playtesting on the sim, I think I only played a couple of matches today, and I kept coming into the same red-purple Luffy player. I was playing the same deck, so we are gonna see those in the video. But starting off, I'm going to play a Dogra into a Chopper. I'm not going to use Dogra's effect yet. I'm going to use it next turn, so that way I can fill board and use my leader effect. So yeah, we just take the first hit, it's whatever. And here I'm just kind of calculating if I should use it. And of course, I obviously choose to, just because I can fill my board up with 1 cost and then just use my leader effect to get a Cavendish turn 2. That is absolutely insane, being able to play Cavendish so early into the game. They can't really respond to it this early on the game. So Cavendish should be able to stick onto the board this turn and on the next one. So after that, I just swing 7 into life. I'm not really worried about my... I think an actually better play could have been getting the Dogra back into my hand, so that way he couldn't swing into the Dogra here. But I decided to get the Makino just because the Makino is a 2k in hand, or I could have gotten the Otama. The Otama is a better 2k just because it can minus 2k power as well. But it is what it is. We live and learn. So yeah, he just, tries to clear from my board, go for my life here. I let it happen. Play a Jewelry Bonnie, search for a Law Blocker, and then I'm just going to swing 6 here probably. Yeah, 6 here, restanding 2 of my Dawn. I could have actually swung, like 8 with the Cavendish and then used leader effect to bounce back, or to play a restand Law and then swing with the Cavendish again. But I think more what I wanted to do was get rid of that Nami. So I did want the 2 Dawn so I can use the Cavendish, not the Cavendish effect. I did want the 2 Dawn so I can attach them onto the Otama and swing into the to the Nami. So that's what I do. I swing 8 with the Cavendish, restand 2 Dawn, and then I'm gonna use that 2 Dawn to kill that Nami, hopefully. Unless he, like counters out, which would be crazy, countering out of a 2k Nami, but it is what it is. So they let it die. And yeah, like already turn 3, I'm already having such a big lead here. I have a full board state, 2 big bodies on the board, my leader swing, and this guy is barely, dropping down some stuff on his board. So he swings 8 into, I think, a Cavendish, and I just block it because I'm not going to let the Cavendish die, obviously. Searching with the Bonnie, and boom, we get fucked with the Law, or the Searchers. But it is what it is, it happens all the time. So I'm going to play the Nami that gives a Rested Dawn to any of my leaders or characters. I'm debating on using it because I kind of do want to get full value with the Cavendish swing here. And here I'm just kind of debating like what would be the best opportunity for me to use Cavendish's effect. So I choose to give the Rested Dawn to the Otama so I can swing 1k into the Mr. 1 or the Mr. 2, whatever it is. And then I'm just going to bounce it back to hand, play Law Blocker, bounce the Nami, and then play it again. And then we're just going to use the effect again. Not yet, though, I guess. We're probably going to use it to give a Rested Dawn, yeah, to my leader. And then here I'm just, calculating what I can do. So I think I end up choosing that I can do 2 9 swings. So we're just going to swing 9/9 into him and see how he responds. He uses the 0-drop event to get to 11k. And then I'm just going to attach all active Dawn, swing 9k into his 8k, and he takes it. No 2k triggers, not 2ks, no 2ks or, 1ks. So now it's looking pretty good for us because next turn I'm pretty sure I can go for game here. And I was debating, he has 10 Dawn. He could play a 10-drop Luffy on me this turn. So I'm just, thinking like, do I take this hit? Do I block it? Do I counter out? What do I do here? What's the best opportunity here? And I'm just calculating, like, what is the best line here. And I think I figured out that I'm just gonna block and then I'll counter out of his leader swing. And then he played a dragon and I was like, oh, never mind, that makes things so much easier. So he's gonna go for board here, and I just let the restand Law die because he has another, what is that, a 9k swing max or a 10k swing. So I'm just like, you know what, I'll let it die and then I'll keep the Cavendish up because the Cavendish is way too valuable just in overall. So he passes turn, and then he just surrenders there. I guess he thought I just had game at that point, and I was like, all right, that's cool. On to our next matchup, though. We do get a red-green chopper, so it is going to be a battle of who can fill board the most and who, who's the better red-green leader. Surprise, surprise, it's Law. Just kidding. I don't know if it is yet or not, but, my bias says that it's Law because I love my baby boy. So we're just going to start off the match pretty standard. We're going to play 2 1-drop bodies on our first turn. It's going to be an Otama and a Nami. Let's see, we're gonna play the Dawn here, searching for the Nami, playing the Nami. I could have gotten the chopper blocker here to fill board, but I wanted to get that Rush Zoro just so I can keep adding onto the pressure of 5k swings, and it's all right because we have 2 Bonnie searchers in our hand, and then we also have a Sanji 2k. So if I need to fill board, I have the stuff to fill board. I don't need the choppers here. So yeah, this guy's just gonna play Law Blocker, grabbing the Nami Searcher, and then playing out the Chopper that grabs a Straw Hat 4 or less from the trash. So that card would have been really interesting if he was using his Straw Hat cards to counter out of my hits. But as we see later into the games, he wasn't really doing that. So I don't know why he played it, but I guess it's a Bonnie. So I'm just gonna search with Bonnie. I think I whiffed. Never mind. I fucking got a Law Blocker, which is awesome. I'm gaming here because now I have this set up so I can grab the Dawn, play the Law Blocker, grab the Bonnie Searcher, play the Rush Zoro. We're chilling here. Big chilling. So I swing 5 into his leader. He's just gonna counter out with a 1k, and I'm gonna do what I just said. So I'm gonna play the Law Blocker, play the Zoro, blah blah blah. You guys know the deal. So I'm gonna swing 6s into him, hoping that he blocks, with the Chopper or the Law Blocker, whichever one's fine. And I'm expecting, a block here. I don't think he blocks, though. I think he wants to save the blockers for late game, I guess. I'm not really sure what his plan is here. But he just takes the hits. So he's already down to 1 life, and I'm at 3 life. I have a full board. Granted, my board isn't, that scary. But, still, a red-green Law player with full board is never something that you want to see, especially when you have, bodies that, like the Blocker Chopper, that are going to minus 3k my stuff. Like, I'm not surprised this guy wasn't, like, clearing my board that fast. But it is what it is. I guess he was playtesting, or, you never know what the people on the sim are like. It's always a random opportunity, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah. So this guy's just gonna be playing a bunch of Chopper cards. It's tripping me out because he played the 3-drop Chopper that plays at 3k or less, and then he doesn't play anything off of it, and then he just hard plays a Chopper blocker again. So this guy's using up all of his Dawn, and I feel like this guy's Dawn utility. I don't know. This guy's Dawn usage is not the best. So he swings 5 into me, and I just block, and then he swings another 5 into me, and I'm gonna counter out. And I think he only has 1 more swing max if he wants to use that Chopper blocker to minus 3 my Zoro and then go for it. But he ends up not doing that, which I was kind of surprised because I was ready to counter out, but he doesn't. So it is what it is. So I'm just gonna swing 7 here, and I thought about just grabbing the Law Blocker from my board and playing the Rush Luffy. But I'd rather do that when he's at 0 life, so that way I can guarantee the win here. He does have 3 blockers on the board. I'm not really too worried about his board right now, just because I have counter in hand. I have 2 2k counters and then 2 1k counters. And then I also have a blocker here. So I'm just gonna swing 7s into his life, get those cards out of hand, get those blockers if he needs to use them to not go down to 0 life. And I'm not really too worried about his board because I have the advantage here. Like, there's no way that I can die next turn unless, this guy does play a 8-cost dragon or something. But, I mean, if he does, it just makes it easier for me because I can counter out of the low swings. So yeah, I'm just going to use leader ability. Probably going to grab the Otama for a 2k counter and then play a Cavendish. And then here I was kind of debating, I was thinking, what could I do? Could I just attach the Dawn to the Law Blocker? But no, I'm just going to attach 4 Dawn onto the Nami Searcher and swing, what is that, 6? She's a 2 with 4. That's a 6k swing. So I'm just going to force him to either use the Law Blocker and counter out, or use the Chopper Blocker and just let it die. And he uses the Chopper Blocker, surprisingly, and just lets it die. So already, I'm already setting up for next turn. I pretty much have game at this point. So I just swing 6k with the with the blah blocker. Jesus Christ, I forgot its name. And then he plays a Hody Jones, so it's a good thing that I swung with it because, you know, it obviously wasn't going to get its use as a blocker, so might as well just swing with it. And that's another thing that I do have to get used to. You know, I have to constantly be swinging with all my stuff because worst case it gets rested and then it gets killed in battle, and I get nothing out of it other than, you know, fodder. So he swings 8k into my Law blocker, and I just counter out because I wanted it to live. And then he starts attaching the Rested Dawn, and that's kind of where I messed up. I should have probably just let the Law blocker die, but I kind of wanted to keep my board here. And he swings 6 into my Rush Zoro. I just let it die because if I 2k here, he still has, you know, a lot of other swings that he can do, and I'd rather let the Zoro die than let the Cavendish die. So I'm gonna save my 2Ks for the Cavendish here, just because the Cavendish is just way too good. It gets me way too much value. So he's at 0 life. I'm just gonna hard play the Rush Luffy, attach all done, and swing 11k into life, and he has no counter for it. He has 2 1k counters. So yeah, on to our next and final match of the day. It is going to be a red purple Luffy, and like I said earlier, it is the same red purple Luffy from earlier. I think this was our first matchup though. So yeah, so sorry, I got sidetracked. So we're just gonna do some standard stuff. I could have, instead of playing the Brook here, played the Curly to Dawn and just search for a 1k or a 1-drop, but I feel like I wanted to get that early aggression, or like just because red purple Luffy is going to be such a pain in the ass, so might as well just play the two Dawn Brook, gave it to my leader, and swing 8 to 6k leader. And then I am going to end up playing the Curly to Dawn here, getting I got a Nami, and then I played the Nami so I can use its effect to keep constantly swinging 6s, so I don't have to worry about, you know, oh, I'm a 5k leader swinging to a 6. That Nami is going to guarantee that I get at least a 1k counter out every turn. So yeah, I just swing 6, actually no, I swing 7 into a 6k leader, and then I play the Bonnie, he 2ks out. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the leader swing, I'll counter out of the Zoro Juro swing, and then he plays a king and kills my Bonnie, which is fine because I have another Bonnie in hand. I had 3 Bonnies in my hand, and then I used one for counter, played one, it got killed, and then I played this one. So we switch with Bonnie. I get a Rush Luffy here, and then I'm just gonna use the Nami to give the Rested Dawn to Brook and swing into his Zoro Juro to stop him from ramping. And then I am going to use leader effect to play that Rush Luffy. So now I'm just kind of debating, like, okay, so I'm gonna swing 7 7s here. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good for us. Our board is going to be very annoying to deal with. He does use the Rad Beam trigger, which it's really weird. He used the Rad Beam trigger to make himself 7k, and then he takes the hit. Like, I don't understand why he uses the Rad Beam trigger if he's just gonna take the hit in the first place. You know, use it for when you're, you know, trying to not die. But I mean, I guess it is what it is. So he swings 7k into my leader, and I just take it. And that is where I messed up, because I didn't realize that he was basically already at 10 Dawn because of leader effect. He's at 9 Dawn right now. Leader effect gets him at 10 Dawn, and then he can just play the 10 drop Luffy, which is what he does. And that actually, like, threw me off. I don't know, I think if he wouldn't have swung with leader first and then played the Luffy, if he played the Luffy, used the Luffy effect, and then used both Luffy effects, he could have gone for a bigger swing here. But either way, I think I had game. So yeah, that was our matches. I am going to be playing some more Red Green Law, because I feel like into this meta, a lot of people, or at least, you know, starting right now, a lot of people are playing Pudding. They're playing Blue Doflamingo or Blue what's her name? Blue Boa. There's also Green Bonnie, which is another deck that I am also playing. I'm not really seeing as much black as there was, you know, in the last meta, with Lucci being nerfed, and just so many other decks that are coming out because Red Purple Law is banned now. So I am going to be trying to play Red Green Law more into this meta. Hopefully it's going to work out. Probably not, because Red Green Law does kind of suck right now. But yeah, expect more Red Green Law. I do plan on also playing Bonnie. I just, you know, kind of got to get back into the groove of playing Bonnie, but right now I'm just having so much fun with Red Green Law. So yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you guys for watching again. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys watch my videos, and yeah, I'll see you all later. Peace.